Question 1. A project team is developing a new software application using an agile approach. The product owner keeps refining user stories and prioritizing features throughout the iterations. This iterative refinement and continuous prioritization primarily supports which aspect of the delivery performance domain? A. Managing project scope through a detailed scope baseline. B. Ensuring all requirements are fixed early to minimize changes. C. Maximizing business value delivered incrementally. D. Minimizing stakeholder engagement to avoid scope creep. Answer: C. Maximizing business value delivered incrementally. In an agile project, the delivery performance domain focuses on delivering value, and continuous refinement of user stories by the product owner directly supports this. Agile approaches prioritize delivering the most valuable features first in small, usable increments, allowing the project to adapt and maximize the value received by stakeholders throughout the project lifecycle. This contrasts with traditional approaches that emphasize a fixed scope early on. Instead, Agile embraces change to ensure the delivered product is aligned with evolving business needs. Always remember that Agile is about delivering value frequently and adapting to feedback. Question 2. During project execution, the project manager notices that the project's earned value, EV, is significantly lower than the planned value, PV. This indicates a potential issue with which aspect of the delivery performance domain? A. Risk identification and management. B. Stakeholder engagement and communication. C. Schedule and cost performance. D. Resource acquisition and team development. Answer: C. Schedule and cost performance. Earned value, EV, being lower than planned value, PV, directly indicates that the project is behind schedule or has not completed as much work as planned by a certain point in time, implying a schedule performance issue. While EV and PV are also components of cost performance measurement, e.g., relating to budget at completion, their direct comparison primarily signals deviation from the planned progress against the schedule. Monitoring these metrics is crucial in the delivery performance domain to ensure the project stays on track and delivers outputs efficiently. Always monitor EV and PV closely to catch deviations in schedule and cost early. Question 3. A project team is struggling with frequent quality defects in their deliverables. The project manager decides to implement a series of process audits and reviews. This action aligns with which quality management activity? A. Quality control. B. Quality assurance. C. Quality planning. D. Quality improvement. Answer: B. Quality assurance. Implementing process audits and reviews is an activity associated with quality assurance, which focuses on ensuring that the processes used to create deliverables are effective and contribute to meeting quality requirements. While quality control focuses on inspecting the deliverables themselves to ensure they meet standards, quality assurance concentrates on the how, the processes, to prevent defects before they occur. By improving processes through activities like audits, the team increases the likelihood of delivering high-quality outputs consistently. Remember, quality assurance is about ensuring the process is right, while quality control is about checking the output. Question 4. A project manager is reviewing the project scope and finds that some requirements were missed during the initial collection phase, leading to potential rework. This issue is best addressed by which of the following practices in the delivery performance domain? A. Implementing a robust risk management plan. B. Ensuring thorough requirements traceability. C. Accelerating project schedule through fast tracking. D. Increasing the project budget contingency reserve. Answer: B. Ensuring thorough requirements traceability. Requirements traceability helps to link requirements to their origin, design, development, and testing, ensuring that all approved requirements are delivered and verified. If requirements were missed, improving traceability would help prevent such oversights by providing a clear path for each requirement, from its source to its final deliverable. This practice is essential for maintaining control over scope and ensuring that the project delivers what was intended without missing critical functionalities. A strong traceability matrix acts as a crucial guide, helping to verify that every requirement is accounted for throughout the project lifecycle. Question 5. In an Agile project, what is the primary purpose of a sprint review? A. To inspect the increment and adapt the product backlog if needed. B. To discuss what went well and what could be improved in the next sprint. C. To create a detailed plan for the upcoming sprint. D. To resolve conflicts among team members. Answer: A. To inspect the increment and adapt the product backlog if needed. The sprint review is a crucial event in Scrum, primarily held to inspect the done, increment and adapt the product backlog based on feedback from stakeholders. It's an informal meeting where the development team demonstrates the completed work, and stakeholders provide feedback, which helps ensure that the project is continuously delivering the most valuable features and remains aligned with evolving business needs. This iterative feedback loop is fundamental to value delivery in an Agile context. Think of the sprint review as a regular show and tell with your stakeholders to ensure everyone is on the same page about what has been built and what should be built next. Question 6. The project team has delivered a component, and testing reveals it performs below expected standards. The project manager initiates a process to identify the root cause of the defect and implement corrective actions. This is an example of which quality management process? A. Plan quality management. B. Manage quality, quality assurance. C. Control quality. D. Perform integrated change control. Answer: C. Control quality. Control quality is the process of monitoring specific project results to determine whether they comply with relevant quality standards and identifying ways to eliminate causes of unsatisfactory performance. When testing reveals a defect and the project manager seeks to identify its root cause and implement corrective actions, they are actively engaging in the control quality process. This involves inspecting the deliverables and taking action to correct any deviations from the quality plan, ensuring the final output meets the defined requirements. Remember, control quality is about checking the actual output and fixing what's wrong. Question 7. A project manager is faced with a situation where a key deliverables completion is critical, and the project is running behind schedule. To compress the schedule, the project manager decides to perform certain activities in parallel that were originally planned in sequence, even though it may increase risk. This technique is known as A. Crashing. B. Fast tracking. C. Resource leveling. D. Scope reduction. Answer: B. Fast tracking. Fast tracking is a schedule compression technique where activities that would normally be done in sequence are performed in parallel or overlapped. This approach can shorten the project duration but often increases risk and rework, as decisions or designs for one activity might impact another being done concurrently. Crashing, on the other hand, involves adding resources to critical path activities to shorten their duration, typically at an increased cost. When you hear about overlapping sequential activities, think fast tracking as a way to speed up the project. Question 8. A project team is frequently experiencing scope creep, where small, unapproved additions are being made to deliverables. Which of the following is the most effective way for the project manager to address this in the delivery performance domain? A. Request additional budget for contingency. B. Implement a stricter change control process. C. Assign more resources to speed up delivery. D. Defer all changes until project completion. Answer: B. Implement a stricter change control process. Scope creep is the uncontrolled expansion of product or project scope without adjustments to time, cost, and resources, which directly impacts the project's ability to deliver planned outcomes. The most effective way to combat this is by implementing a stricter, well-defined change control process. This ensures that any proposed changes to the scope are formally reviewed, approved, or rejected, and their impacts on time, cost, quality, and resources are assessed before they are incorporated. Maintaining disciplined change control is crucial for keeping the project on track and delivering the agreed-upon scope. Question 9. In a project nearing completion, the project manager is preparing to transfer the final product to the operations team. What essential activity within the delivery performance domain is involved in this transition? A. Developing the project schedule. B. Conducting stakeholder analysis. C. Formal handover and closeout procedures. D. Performing risk mitigation planning. Answer: C. Formal handover and closeout procedures. The delivery performance domain includes the activities necessary for a successful project closeout, which involves the formal handover of the project's deliverables to the appropriate operational or business unit. This transition ensures that the product or service created by the project can be sustained and utilized post-project. Formal closeout procedures typically involve final documentation, securing approvals, and transferring ownership, ensuring a smooth transition and the proper use of the project's outputs. Remember, a project isn't truly finished until its deliverables are formally transferred and accepted. Question 10. A project manager identifies that a specific deliverable needs to be developed by a third-party vendor. Which process is crucial for managing the external contribution to ensure successful delivery? A. Team resource management. B. Stakeholder engagement planning. C. Procurement management. D. Communications planning. Answer: C. Procurement management. Procurement management is the process of purchasing or acquiring products, services, or results needed from outside the project team. When a deliverable needs to be developed by a third-party vendor, the project manager must engage in procurement activities, including planning purchases, conducting procurements, and controlling procurements, to ensure the external contribution aligns with project requirements and is delivered successfully. This domain ensures that external resources are acquired, managed, and integrated effectively to contribute to the project's overall delivery. Think of procurement as the bridge that connects your project needs with external capabilities. Question 11. A project team is working on a complex system where many components are interdependent. To ensure that all components integrate seamlessly and the final product functions as intended, which activity is most important in the delivery performance domain? A. Continuous stakeholder communication. B. Rigorous integrated change control. C. Comprehensive risk identification. D. Detailed resource leveling. Answer: B. Rigorous integrated change control. In a complex system with interdependencies, changes to one component can have ripple effects across others, impacting the overall integration and functionality of the final product. Rigorous integrated change control ensures that all proposed changes are evaluated for their holistic impact on scope, schedule, cost, quality, and resources before approval. This prevents unintended consequences and ensures that all parts of the project continue to fit together, supporting the successful delivery of a unified product. Managing changes effectively is key to delivering a cohesive and functional system. Question 12. A project manager is regularly reviewing completed work packages to verify that they meet the specified acceptance criteria. This activity is a part of which process within the delivery performance domain? A. Validate scope. B. Control quality. C. Plan scope management. D. Define scope. Answer: A. Validate scope. Validate scope is the process of formalizing acceptance of the completed project deliverables by the appropriate stakeholders. This involves reviewing the deliverables to ensure they meet the defined acceptance criteria and obtaining formal sign-off. While control quality focuses on checking if the deliverables meet quality standards, validate scope is specifically about gaining stakeholder acceptance of the scope delivered. Getting formal acceptance is a critical step in ensuring the project's deliverables are officially approved before final closure. Question 13. During project execution, the project manager realizes that the project budget is being consumed faster than planned, indicating a negative cost performance index, CPI. What immediate action should the project manager consider within the delivery performance domain? A. Rebaseline the project budget to reflect current spending. B. Identify cost reduction opportunities or re-estimate remaining work. C. Increase the project team size to accelerate work. D. Inform stakeholders that the project will be delayed. Answer: B. Identify cost reduction opportunities or re-estimate remaining work. A negative cost performance index, CPI, indicates that the project is over budget for the work completed, meaning less value is being received for the money spent than planned. In response, the project manager should immediately seek ways to improve cost efficiency. This involves identifying areas where costs can be reduced, re-estimating remaining work to account for current performance, or potentially adjusting the project plan to bring expenditures back in line with the budget baseline. Proactive cost control is vital for successful project delivery. Question 14. A project team is using daily stand-up meetings to synchronize activities, discuss progress, and identify impediments. This practice primarily supports which aspect of the delivery performance domain? A. Formal risk audits. B. Predictive schedule management. C. Adaptive planning and coordination. D. Extensive documentation control. Answer: C. Adaptive planning and coordination. Daily stand-up meetings, a core practice in Agile methodologies, are designed to facilitate rapid information sharing, synchronize team activities, and identify any obstacles that might impede progress. This promotes continuous, adaptive planning and coordination within the team, allowing them to adjust their daily work based on immediate feedback and challenges. This focus on constant communication and self-organization is crucial for efficient value delivery in dynamic environments. Think of daily stand-ups as your team's quick huddle to ensure everyone is aligned and ready to tackle the day's work together. Question 15. The project manager is working on a software project with a fixed deadline and limited budget. To manage scope effectively, they prioritize features based on must-have, should-have, could-have, and won't-have. This approach is commonly known as A. Scope decomposition. B. Requirements elicitation. C. Moscow prioritization. D. Value stream mapping. Answer: C. Moscow prioritization. Moscow prioritization is a widely used technique, especially in agile and iterative projects, for categorizing requirements based on their importance and urgency. It stands for must-have, should-have, could-have, and want-have, or would like to have. This method helps project managers and teams manage scope effectively by ensuring that the most critical features are delivered first, especially when facing fixed deadlines or budgets, thereby maximizing the delivered value. Understanding Moscow can help you make critical decisions about what features are truly essential for your project's success. Question 16. A project deliverable is being developed, and quality inspections reveal a persistent issue related to a specific manufacturing step. To prevent future occurrences, the project manager should focus on which aspect of quality management? A. Quality control. B. Quality assurance. C. Defect repair. D. Process improvement. Answer: D. Process improvement. When a persistent issue arises from a specific manufacturing step, the focus should shift beyond just repairing the current defect, quality control, or ensuring processes are followed, quality assurance. The goal becomes eliminating the cause of the problem to prevent its recurrence, which falls under process improvement. This involves analyzing the process, identifying root causes of non-conformances, and implementing changes to enhance its effectiveness and efficiency. Continuously improving processes is key to achieving higher quality and preventing future problems in your deliverables. Question 17. During project execution, a project manager discovers that some deliverables are not meeting the stakeholders' expectations, even though they technically meet the documented requirements. This situation points to a potential gap in A. Risk response planning. B. Communication management. C. Requirements definition or validation. D. Resource availability. Answer: C. Requirements definition or validation. If deliverables meet documented requirements but still fail to meet stakeholder expectations, it strongly suggests an issue with how the requirements were initially defined or validated. This could mean that the true needs of the stakeholders were not fully captured or understood during the requirements collection phase, or that the requirements were not adequately validated with the stakeholders to ensure they accurately reflected their expectations. Effective requirements definition and ongoing validation are critical to ensure that the delivered product truly satisfies its intended users. Always remember that meeting expectations goes beyond just meeting documented specifications. Question 18. A project manager is evaluating options to accelerate a project that is falling behind schedule. The options include adding more resources to critical path activities, which will increase costs. This approach is known as A. Fast tracking, B. Crashing, C. Resource optimization, D. Schedule baseline adjustment. Answer: B. Crashing. Crashing is a schedule compression technique that involves adding or allocating more resources to critical path activities to shorten their duration, typically resulting in increased project costs. This technique is applied when the project must be completed by an earlier deadline and the cost of additional resources is acceptable. Fast tracking, on the other hand, involves performing activities in parallel that would normally be done in sequence. When you're considering throwing more money or resources at a problem to speed it up, you're likely thinking about crashing. Question 19. What is the primary purpose of creating a work breakdown structure, WBS, in the delivery performance domain? A. To identify potential project risks. B. To define and decompose the project scope. C. To allocate resources to specific tasks. D. To track project costs and expenditures. Answer: B. To define and decompose the project scope. The work breakdown structure, WBS, is a hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work to be carried out by the project team to accomplish the project objectives and create the required deliverables. It serves as the foundation for planning and controlling the project by clearly defining all the work necessary. Creating a WBS is essential for effectively managing the project scope, ensuring that all necessary work is identified, and none of the agreed-upon scope is missed during delivery. Think of the WBS as your project's complete blueprint, breaking down the big picture into manageable parts. Question 20. A project manager is performing control quality activities on a deliverable. What is the main output of this process? A. Verified deliverables. B. Quality management plan. C. Project schedule. D. Lessons learned register. Answer: A. Verified deliverables. The primary output of the control quality process is verified deliverables. These are deliverables that have been inspected, tested, or measured against the quality standards and acceptance criteria defined in the quality management plan. Once verified, these deliverables become inputs to the validate scope process, where stakeholders formally accept them. This step is crucial in the delivery performance domain as it confirms that the work produced meets the required quality level before it is presented for stakeholder acceptance. Question 21. In an Agile project, how does the team primarily manage and adapt to evolving requirements and scope changes? A. By strictly adhering to the initial scope baseline. B. Through a formal change control board for every change. C. By incorporating feedback and new insights into the product backlog. D. By deferring all changes until the project's final phase. Answer: C. By incorporating feedback and new insights into the product backlog. Agile projects embrace change and evolving requirements as a natural part of the development process, rather than trying to fix scope up front. The team manages and adapts to these changes primarily by continuously refining and reprioritizing the product backlog, which is a dynamic, ordered list of all known product requirements. New feedback, market changes, or insights are incorporated into the product backlog, allowing the team to deliver the most valuable features in subsequent iterations. This iterative approach allows for maximum flexibility and value delivery. Question 22. A project's stakeholders are expressing concern about the quality of the deliverables being produced. The project manager decides to perform a cost-benefit analysis of implementing additional quality measures versus the cost of potential rework and customer dissatisfaction. This decision-making process aligns with which principle of the delivery performance domain? A. Managing schedule adherence. B. Optimizing cost performance. C. Balancing competing constraints and delivering value. D. Ensuring robust risk mitigation. Answer: C. Balancing competing constraints and delivering value. The delivery performance domain emphasizes the importance of balancing various competing constraints, such as scope, schedule, cost, and quality, to deliver value effectively. When considering the cost of additional quality measures against the cost of rework and dissatisfaction, the project manager is actively balancing the quality constraint with cost and stakeholder satisfaction, value. This decision-making process is critical for ensuring that the project delivers a valuable outcome within acceptable boundaries, even if it requires trade-offs. Remember, project management often involves making intelligent compromises to achieve the best overall outcome. Question 23. Towards the end of a project, the project manager facilitates a meeting with key team members and stakeholders to capture lessons learned about what went well, what could be improved, and best practices. This activity is a crucial part of A. Initiating the next project phase. B. Developing project team. C. Project closeout and knowledge transfer. D. Performing integrated change control. Answer: C. Project closeout and knowledge transfer. Capturing lessons learned is a vital part of the project closeout process within the delivery performance domain. This activity involves documenting successes, failures, and challenges encountered during the project, along with recommendations for future projects. This knowledge transfer ensures that valuable insights gained are retained by the organization, promoting continuous improvement in project management practices and future project delivery. Don't skip the lessons learned session, it's how you make future projects even better. Question 24. A project manager has determined the project's total cost will be $500,000, and the project duration is 10 months. These figures represent the project's A. Budget at completion, BAC, and planned value, PV. B. Cost Performance Index, CPI, and Schedule Performance Index, SPI. C. Estimate at completion, EAC, and Estimate to complete, ETC. D. Cost baseline and schedule baseline. Answer: D. Cost baseline and schedule baseline. The total approved budget for the project, $500,000, represents the cost baseline, which is the approved version of the time-phased project budget, excluding management reserve, that can be changed only through formal change control procedures. Similarly, the project duration of 10 months, once formally approved, becomes part of the schedule baseline, which is the approved version of the project schedule that can be changed only through formal change control procedures. These baselines are critical for measuring and controlling performance within the delivery performance domain. Remember, baselines are your approved yardsticks for measuring project performance. Question 25. An Agile project team has completed a sprint, and the product increment is ready for review. What is the primary focus during the demonstration of this increment? A. Presenting a detailed project financial report. B. Showcasing the completed, shippable functionality. C. Discussing individual team member performance. D. Reviewing the initial project charter and business case. Answer: B. Showcasing the completed, shippable functionality. In an Agile project, particularly during a sprint review, the primary focus of demonstrating the increment is to showcase the working, completed, and potentially shippable functionality that was developed during the sprint. This tangible demonstration allows stakeholders to inspect the progress, provide direct feedback, and confirm that value is being delivered. This continuous demonstration of progress is central to the delivery performance domain in Agile, ensuring transparency and alignment with stakeholder needs. Always aim to show concrete, working software or product features to your stakeholders.